Black Mirror month has arrived, and the new trailer confirmed that on the 15th of June we'll be getting the 5 new episodes that we've waited 4 years for. It's a long time to wait for only 4 episodes, but I'm sure that it's going to be worth it. With the teaser trailer being released a few weeks ago and a new official trailer being released that contained a lot more details along with some Easter eggs, I thought it would be worth breaking down and explaining the new trailer, along with giving my theories and predictions on what I think is going to happen. So let's get into it. Here is Black Mirror Season 6 official trailer explained. The easiest way to break this video down will be by discussing each individual episode that was shown. Let's start with Joan Is Awful. Off the bat, the trailer opened up with the streaming platform called Streamberry, and we were met with some incredible Easter eggs. There were a set of shows that were callbacks to previous episodes in Black Mirror. The Callow Years was a documentary, and it was a reference to the Prime Minister in the first ever episode of the show, Michael Callow. You know, the guy that the pig, yeah, you get it. There was also a show called Rowdy and Peanut, who were 2 characters on Charlie Brooker's interactive Netflix show called Cat Burglar. We had a section called New to Streamberry, which looked like it had a documentary on Victoria Spillane, who was the main subject of the episode White Bear. Botherguts, which was something that could be watched in the cell in 15 million merits. There was a show about Ashley from season 5, and there was also Junipero Dreaming, which is most likely a documentary or a show about San Junipero. Later on in the trailer, we saw Streamberry again, where there was Bandersnatch as an option to watch, and also Charlie Brooker's Death 2 series that he creates for Netflix. Joan Is Awful looks a bit Truman Show inspired in the way that it's delivered. However, instead of Joan and the people around her being the individuals that are broadcast on the platform or in the program, it is instead actors, and it's portrayed as a drama. It's going to be an adaptation of Joan's life where everybody who has Streamberry is able to watch what she does, being portrayed by somebody else. It seems as though Joan is an individual who was completely unaware that this was something that had been happening to her. With it being billed as a new drama, it's something that she's most likely never encountered before and is all new, rather than something that had been happening throughout the entirety of her life. The idea of being watched and having her whole life being portrayed as a drama is something that seems as though is going to get the better of her and her mental state, as we saw that she was having outbursts throughout the trailer and starting to look a lot more mentally absent as the trailer went on. The next episode that we had shown to us in the trailer was titled Loch Henry. This one didn't give much away at all, but it was particularly interesting to hear about. It looks as though this one is going to be centered in Scotland, judging by the accents and also the scenery. The main character, which I'm going to imagine is Henry, uttered the line, "This guy had been abducting people," to which somebody who I'm guessing is his mother responded by saying, "So that's what your documentary is going to be about." It looks as though both Henry and his female equivalent are going to be leading a crew of filmmakers, judging by the van and the pep talk in the field. However, I'm going to imagine that the documentary making is going to be far more dangerous and also unearth some darkness with the poking around. With them watching previous news snippets and also with the girl in red stating, "The details are so awful, it's irresistible. It shows that whoever this person was, they were dangerous." I kind of envisage Henry getting obsessed with this abductor. You know, the Loch Ness Monster is something that people devote their life to finding and also get obsessed with. And I feel this could be one of Henry potentially falling down that trap, maybe carrying out acts like this mysterious person used to. The third episode that we had in the trailer was one that was titled Beyond the Sea. This one looks like it could be really good. It looks like a very intimate episode where I imagine in the present day we're going to have just 2 main characters up in space, but we'll most likely have flashbacks, as we saw Aaron Paul's character on Earth with what I imagine is his wife. Aaron Paul's character seems to be relatively sane, but he mentioned that he was 2 years into a mission and the man was lost. I feel in this instance he's talking about his partner that is up with him in space. Judging by the way that he was down on the floor and also looking as though he locked himself in the room and was looking up in a stressed state, it looked like he was going to be causing some issues on the shuttle that they were on. Aaron Paul's character said the line, "We feel like you could do with a break," and then something was changed on the watch, which was then followed by this other character waking up in a bed alongside his partner. I feel there could potentially be a couple of different routes for this and the technology that we're going to see. One could be about swapping one's mind with another form, meaning you can tap out and switch between different places if you have alternative versions of yourself. Or it could be about when you enter that state of sleep, and when you take a break, you enter some kind of dreamscape, a mirror of what life was like when you were back home, meaning that the flashbacks that I mentioned might not actually be flashbacks, but could be a reality that mirrors home, which means that these people that work in space don't get the sense of loneliness as often. The fourth episode that appeared on screen was titled Mazey Day. The episode is titled after the main subject in the episode, which was confirmed by the bottle that had her name on, Miss Mazey Day. This episode looks as though it's set to be focused around an actress who was struggling with some kind of anxiety due to the tablets that she was on. We heard that she was kicked off of a movie set that she was working on, and an individual called Nick was offering $30,000 for a photo of her. With there being many cameras and a comment about how the stars want their photos to be taken, I feel this episode could potentially be about the hold that the press can often have, and the intrusive nature that they can have on individuals' lives. With a comment also being uttered, it showed the lack of respect and the disassociation that they can have with the subject that they're photographing. Then, the final episode that we're set to have is called Demon 79. This one looks as though it could be set in 60s or 80s Britain, judging by the style and the vehicle that was being driven and the overall tone and mood that they've gone for. It looks as though the main character is an individual that is a murderer. She openly admitted it, and there was this figure that was alongside her. I feel this is something that could well be in her head or is part of the technology that's been adopted. The tech that is being utilized looks like it's relatively similar to what we've had before in Season 1 and Season 3 of the show, where an individual's eyes are taken over by what it is. It's true Black Mirror. This was one where I felt like there weren't that many clues, other than the guy that was stood alongside her and the fact that he was in control of turning the tech on. There was a scene at the start of the trailer where it looked as though she could well be getting questioned by the authorities as she was in a room looking nervous and there was a clock that was counting down. With it finishing with her being amongst a fire, I wonder if she's going to get to the point where she wants to get rid of the tech that could be projecting this person alongside her, and she's ultimately going to end up going too far and causing the damage that we saw. There were a few other moments at the start of the trailer that I thought were quite interesting and had some cool Easter eggs. There was a video clip of what looked like the white bear symbol being used by a politician. Judging by the effects on it, I think it's a news snippet from the VHS of the news that gets put on in the Loch Henry episode. With only a couple of weeks to go until the new season gets released, there's not that much more time for theorizing. Soon it will be a reality, and it's something that I can't wait for. I'm going to be covering Black Mirror in depth when it gets released, so if you've not already, hit subscribe so you don't miss the videos when the show comes out. So, there you have it. Black Mirror Season 6 official trailer explained. If you want to see more videos such as endings explained, theories and predictions and character breakdowns, then click on the I button. Or alternatively, you can head over to my channel where you'll find them all. If you'd like to give me a show or movie that you'd like me to review, then head over to my Twitter, @BrainPilot_, and tweet me what show or movie you'd like me to review next. And finally, if you'd like to see what I rate the latest movies that don't quite make the cut to getting a dedicated video, then head over to my Letterboxd profile. It's where I rate the latest releases in real time. What did you think of the trailer? Leave a comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you next time.